Let me say something that may surprise you. Most probate homes that sit on the market do not have a price problem. They have a probate process problem. And if you're an executor watching this video thinking, why isn't this home selling? This video may save you months of frustration. See, when probate homes sit too long, they don't only cost time, they cost money. They increase family tension and increases the legal risk for the executor. Today, I'm going to explain why this happens, what most families get wrong, and how to prevent it from the start. Hi, I'm Nicole. I specialize in probate real estate. I help families and executors navigate their way through one of the most stressful seasons of their lives. Let's break it down. Reason number one, emotional pricing versus market reality. Mm-mm-mm. Heirs sometimes think, oh, mom would have wanted more for the house, the homes down the street, around the corner, or 2 blocks down sold for more. And I understand where this comes from. There's memories within these walls, there's grief attached to the property. But here's the hard truth: buyers do not price based on memories. They price based on condition and risk. And most probate homes are outdated, have deferred maintenance, or are sold as is. So if the price does not reflect the condition of the property, you're not going to get anyone to tour the home. And this is why nothing is happening. And honestly, you can apply this to regular sale transactions. The first thing a buyer or even a real estate agent looks at when they're putting together a list for their buyers is the price. So if the price does not reflect the condition, you're not going to get people to come out to tour the property, meaning you're not going to get offers and you're not going to close this transaction, which is the goal, to close the transaction. So you have to take the emotion part out of it and you have to be logical. Okay. Reason number two is confusion around authority. And this one is a huge one that is rarely talked about. See, when buyers are touring the home, they are silently thinking like, who has the authority? Has court approval been given? Is the sale going to even close? And if a buyer feels just a bit of uncertainty within this, they will walk away. I've seen deals die because heirs are contradicting each other. No one understands the timeline. No one's on the same page. It can be very confusing. So remember, confidence does not come from pressure. It comes from clarity. So make sure you, as the administrator or the executor or the family that is handling the probate, all you guys are on the same page and understand who is in charge. It doesn't hurt that one person was put to handle everything. The main goal should be to let's get through probate smoothly and let's get the home sold if that is the goal. Reason number three is wrong buyer strategy. Probate homes should not always be marketed like traditional listings. I'm not saying that they can't be, but I think that it is on a case by case basis. Retail buyers are usually like move-in ready homes. They want reasonable and fast closings, and most importantly, certainty. And probate buyers, especially investors, understand that there are court timelines that you have no control over. They understand that the property is being sold as is. And more importantly, they understand that there is a higher chance that we may have some delays with closing. So they are willing and more understanding to work with the situation when they are a probate buyer. They just understand how it goes. So I'm not saying that you have to lower your standards, but I am saying that you need to target correctly. Reason number 4, executor hesitation and delays. I see this more often than I would like, so I want to say this gently. Executors sometimes wait because they don't want to make the wrong decision. They don't want conflict and they don't want blame. But probate does not reward hesitation. While you're waiting, insurance costs continues, utilities are adding up, the property is still deteriorating, and probably more family tension is increasing or developing more than you want it to. So I'm not saying that you have to rush and put the property on the market. There are steps that have to be completed before you can legally list the property anyway. But once you have that approval, you need to be calling your agent saying like, hey, I'm ready to list the property. Let's get things going. It is very important that you are not the one that is holding up the process, especially when you have court approval. Being cautious is understandable, but being informed will protect you legally. So, how do you prevent this? Well, here's what works every time: price based on condition, not emotion. Clearly establish who has the authority and make sure that everyone within the family understands this. Market to probate appropriate buyers. Like make sure that you and your agent are targeting the correct audience. And most importantly, communicate the timelines up front, whether that's within your family, all the heirs, the buyers, the buyer agent. Just don't hide anything. Just tell them what's going on from the beginning and be truthful, be transparent, so that no problems come up later on in the transaction. And then we start canceling and you have to put the property back on the market and you have to just start all over. And also build a probate experience team early. No, do not wait till everything hits the fan, because that's going to have you hiring probably people that you should not hire because you're in a rush. No, probate homes don't fail because families don't care. They fail because families are not clearly guided. No, so I hope you learned something from this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.